welcome back to InherAlchemist TV. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look into Sunni Minx. Before we get started, please like the video, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and also that you have your notification bells on. I'm going to be doing a personality profile reading on quote-unquote Sunni Minx. I don't know why they fashion their stage names after porno stars. Sunni Minx, I don't know, Stormy Steele, I don't know if that's her real name, but I'm like, why are y'all giving yourselves these cheap Janet Jack me names? Like, what the hell? Why can't you call yourself Melissa Johnson or something? I'm like, what the hell? But anyways, she said it's her stage name, so it's her stage name, right? The first card is your general attitude, your outlook, how you think, how you perceive things. And she's coming in as a Ten of Swords. We've seen that quite often, and the most significant attribute of the Ten of Swords, especially as it pertains to these readings, is that there is no malice. These are pure intended people. And honestly, when I think about Sunni, I do actually get a vibe that she's a very, very sweet girl. I really, really do. I don't know why. I'm just pick up on that somehow. And anyways, the Ten of Swords opening up as your general attitude and disposition shows that, yeah, you have a pure intention. This is also someone that has greatness, remarkable greatness, things that people comment on the magic of that person when they're in a room amongst society, mingling with peers and things like this. This is a person that's important. Now, the Ten of Swords is also a person that thrives off mass chaos and mass insanity. Like, this toxic shit is where this person thrives. They derive a lot of creative energy when things are kind of like emotionally charged, you know what I mean? Or like I said, just chaos. And so I think that's why maybe the type of content that she produces, for her, she would like to overkill it. Now, she may just be in this Huntsville kind of sector or space to give her some temperament. Ooh, hallelujah, the temperance card is here. I was going to say to temper her natural desire to go in, you know what I mean? Like, just like I said, throw in every piece of just drama and trauma you can all in one. And it's like, no, like, trust that you can maintain our attention. It's almost like talking to somebody who talks extra fast, and you're like, why are you talking so fast? Because they're not used to being able to hold people's attention, you know what I mean? So they're trying to rush it all in, get it all crammed in before you lose interest, you know what I mean? That's a person who was probably ignored or neglected as a child, right? This is kind of like that's kind of like a synonym for what I'm seeing with Sunni, whereas in how she gives it up, she wants to put it all, she puts it all out there at once, because she doesn't trust in the slow builds or that she can maintain interest over long periods of time. So sometimes it's to the point of overkill, you know what I mean? And I think in your own projects, you may have done that, and that's why they were not successful, because they weren't tempered. They didn't have that balance or that buildup, and honestly, it just gets bored. You know what I mean? So again, it's like the self-fulfilling prophecy. You know what I mean? Because you lose interest by giving it all at once, and you're giving it all at once because you don't have faith that you can maintain interest over a period of time. You see how that works? But anyways, Sunni has been betrayed. I don't know if that is just in life, because this is somebody who had faith or who trusted in something at one point, and she was betrayed. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to go as far as to say that she has a guard. She may have a self-protectiveness about her, but this guard is not saying like I'm closed off to people. This guard is saying that it ain't no more y'all can do to me. Like, I've already hit the bottom. Like, I'm already rocked. Like, I'm already at the low point. You know what I mean? So it's almost giving me like a shrug, almost like it can only get better from here. What do I have to lose? You know, stuff like that. But definitely she had some type of betrayal, and the Ten of Swords is honestly saying, like, whatever that situation was, it's time to let it go, because I feel like it's bearing on I don't know. I feel like, honestly, I'm getting like a basic vulnerability that she has. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't feel like her guard is the off-putting. Her guard is just like a nothing to lose type shit, or you know, you could just keep piling on me. And this is dangerous because they have that thing called trashing, self-trashing. And it's just people who, you know, stop protecting themselves because of all the betrayal that they've experienced, right? And sometimes self-trashing involves picking inappropriate partners to be with. And I'm not saying Moses is inappropriate. I'm saying that he could be, right? Sunny has some personal ills, like just things that she's failed at. Maybe she had money at one point, or she had like a certain status or position, and the Ten of Swords is representing a loss of that. And honestly, kind of like a humbling, like, okay, you need to bring closure to what that dream was, how we was living back then. You got to bring closure to that entire cycle, because I'm not even sure that cycle was the healthiest place to be anyway, right? Which means that, well, I'm trying to turn this radio now, which means that it's probably not nothing to hold on to. You know what I mean? This is you having reached the end of that cycle. Like I said, you at the rock bottom, financially, mentally, physically, like you at ground zero, and now it's time for you to humble yourself and start building. But then I see you taking the cheap route of not wanting to earn your stripes through sheer talent and character development, and your writing and how you're depicting your character and letting it develop. No, but again, she's also stuck. This is stuck intellectually. This is stuck, like I said, just all around in life. But it all stems from this initial feeling of being stabbed in the back, right? I don't know if that stabbing in the back had to do with the show production, Carlos, the job change, I don't know what that's about, but whatever it is, it's that injury is playing a huge part, because I think it cost her rank. But my question is, are you accepting the humbling, or are you trying to race back to the rank instead of building and earning your way up and through? Because when you earn your way up and through, it's much harder for it to be taken from you, or for you to fall or fail in that, right? Sunny has been feeling like she's in a rut. Ten of Swords could represent back pain. You could be seeing an acupuncture. You could be doing some type of alternative healing to get rid of that back pain, right? We see the 10 swords in the back. But for the most part, those swords represent a mental plane where you need to sever your old thought patterns and how you handle shit, because they're not valid. They're not valid then. They're not valid now. But now it's going to backfire even harder. You know what I mean? So do better, basically what it's saying. As far as the situation with Destiny, Sunny really does not feel like she did anything wrong. That's a fact. The Ten of Swords feels like they did the thing the right way. They feel like they were fair, or at least handled it the best they could. And to be honest with you, I might be one of a few people who, honestly, I don't feel like she did anything wrong. I don't feel that because somebody has slept with somebody or been with somebody one time or two times that person is off limit. I'm a person who, if I don't work it out with a guy, I'm likely to try to hook you up with somebody who I know would be a better fit. I'm not territorial over men from that perspective at all. As far as long-term relationships, that's something different. But Destiny, by her own admission, seems to have been casually dating this guy, like homie, lover, friends, situationships, etc. I feel like he was fair game. I don't necessarily feel like Stormy broke the what do they call it, the girl code. I don't know. It's just me. I don't feel like she did anything wrong. I just don't. So you guys can let me know what you guys think of that. These guys are not off limits just because sometimes you got hot pocket friends who just sleep with everybody, and it's like, damn, like if I try to hold girl code next to you, it won't be no dick left. Like, I'm sorry. Like, how about you stop sleeping with everybody, then I'll stop sleeping with the people you slept with. How about that? Anyways, let's move forward. further into the personality spread. So that's Sunny's general attitude, her thought plane, where she's at with it, how she operates, how she feels, her background, etc. Right now we're going to get into her essence, or what is her real temperament, or how is she really, what is she really like. Now, like I said, I feel like she's very sweet, I don't know, very calm or calming. That's what I think in my own mind, but I feel like this Temperance card also gives me that energy as well, like somebody who balances situations, maybe tries to change shit to sugar, or make lemonade out of lemons, like something like that. She's all about energy, and she's all about like maybe making things better, and if not making things better, maybe trying to balance them out within her soul. You know what I mean? This is who she is as a soul person. Do I think that she's reached the maturation of that? Honestly, I don't, because she has the Queen of Swords in reverse, but also because of that Ten of Swords. And so when I talked about her content being overblown and having a lot of overkill and a lot of this or that has to do with that internal balance and her calming spirit not ever being able to take center stage, maybe because she's hiding it because she was betrayed. You know what I mean? So that Temperance card represents to me a certain vulnerability, keeping you from being the calm, easy, balanced person that you are, because right now you're in kind of like a self-protective mode is what I'm trying to see. Besides that though, Sunny's her soul, she was like here to heal. She's like a healer. She's like here to heal people, to help people. I think that explains perfectly why she would choose psychology or nursing as like a career choice, because of her desire. I won't even say it's a desire to heal. She's just a naturally healing person to be around. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, whatever the situation is, I think this Temperance card, when it's here, is saying that you lost that. With her, I don't think she lost it. I think she's hiding it under some type of external shell. You know what I mean? And I feel like, like I talked about how she's projecting cognitive dissonance and content that she's producing. I think it comes from them internal inconsistencies too. Whereas like she has this vulnerable, very healing, maybe even empathic quality about her, but then on the outside she moves in that spirit of trust issues or betrayal, or like I said, not having faith that people will maintain interest in her over long periods of time. And the Temperance is like saying that you need to find your balance in order to resolve that internal dissonance, right? Because like we saw that mass chaos, what you're doing in the projection of your mind is you're creating mass chaos. You know what I mean? Because you're failing to address your individual vulnerability, right? That's kind of what that goes into. Anyways, Temperance also says, look at your own behaviors, because how you think, it may be cool for TV, but ultimately, if you are in that love relationship, this will cause conflict in your relationship, or it will make the experience of being with you complicated. You know what I mean? And something being complicated to a man is not grounds for him to not be with you, but he will just get what he needs from the situation and block out the rest. And you'll be a compartment, and that's not what you want. You don't want to be objectified or, seen as the person who is laying down the roots and building a business, getting the finances together. You're wifey, but then there's someone on the side there to, you know what I mean, to really be that person's companion, you know what I mean, and you're just the wife, which would be also another self-fulfilling prophecy, because as you said on the show, I'm his wife. But what if that was all you were? What if you weren't his friend? What if you weren't his companion? What if he didn't see you as a second skin? Then what? You know what I mean? So gotta be careful. You know how they say words are spell. Words are not spells. The spirit behind the use of words are spells. That's what it is, right? In any event, Sunny, see, Storm, Sun, like, are these X-Men? Like, what's really going on here? But anyways, temperance is like it involves you needing to cooperate, and I think first with yourself. You know what I mean? Find the source of that vulnerability, that betrayal, address it, come out of your shell so that you can stop moving in this, like, I don't know, I feel like it's just some kind of like harsh energy that's hella contrary to what she really is on the inside. You know what I mean? And I understand that. So what it does is now we go from your soul and what you're really like to the next position, which was that Queen of Swords in reverse that I was telling you guys about. And this is your emotional plane. You know what I mean? This is how you behold the things that are going on around you, and you have that coming in as the Queen of Swords in reverse, right? The Queen of Swords in reverse is a bitter person. This is a person who's cutthroat. This is a person who can be very it's hard for me to call the Queen of Swords malicious, but it is a malicious energy. You know what I mean? Or a person who could behave maliciously, right? But I also feel that that's some sort of passive aggression from repressed energies inside. When I look at the Ten of Swords, I'm looking at oppressed. When I look at the Queen of Swords in reverse, I'm looking at repressed, right? And I feel like there's a sense of her maybe hiding, dumbing herself down. Bam, that's what it is. This kind of superficial duck lip, selfie vibe of hers, that's not really her. You know what I mean? Like I said, on the inside, she's very tender and vulnerable, very intellectual, but very competent person. But she hides that under like some type of bimbo aesthetic in a way. Yeah, and I don't know if she does that because of the industry that she's in, and there's a certain way that maybe women have to come through in order to not be perceived a certain way, or in order to maybe keep people from wanting to work with you, or maybe she's afraid that if she shows her full range of talent that somebody will feel like she can outshine them or overshine them, and so she dumbs it down. She plays it down, but I feel like it's like she's hiding all of her talent. You know what I mean? Maybe she doesn't want to steal it. I don't know, but whatever it is, she acts, for whatever reason, I can only see it as survival, but she acts less competent than what she is. I don't know, maybe she's trying to create like that damsel in distress persona. That's something that's, promoted even in our social media spaces for women. That's my least favorite archetype of woman, is a damsel in distress. You know what I mean? Like, how do you become a damsel to a world that you gave birth to? You can never be a damsel. You don't have to be a damsel. You can command the benefits of the damsel can be commanded by the way that you carry yourself. Moving forward, though, the Queen of Swords is a person that's tricky. You know what I mean? And listen, this is a person who is very deceptive, and this is this person's emotional state. I feel like that's giving me back to that vibe about love bombing and creating that friendship experience, even as it pertains to Destiny or how she conducts herself in general. It's almost like a person who's using trickery, or, like I said, emotional deception to achieve and gain their ends, right? We talked about that. We talked about how that's going to lead back to that same Ten of Swords energy that you've been advised to stop going that way, and to kind of like work with your humbling, as opposed to trying to use lies or being a con man. Let's talk about it. Trying to con your way out of it by, like I said, juxtaposing yourself, triangulating yourself with other women, right? Instead of putting in that work of truly developing your character and making it something that you can sell and something that draws people in. That's not what you're doing. Yeah, definitely what I'm seeing. Like I said, I don't feel like this is evil. It's just one of her flaws. It's just one of her weaknesses. I don't feel there's a maliciousness. It's like I had this debate one time, and the topic of the debate was, can victims be evil? Matter of fact, I might upload that debate over here for you guys to watch it if I feel like I can get into that other channel. But it's like, can a victim be evil? Can someone that has been hurt or touched or broken my life in so many ways actually be evil in the acts that they commit, or do they spawn from that place of brokenness, you know what I mean, that happened when they were victimized, right? You know, because it's like you being victimized put something in you that wasn't there. So is that your evil or the evil that was like put onto you? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Just a conversation or a debate that we had, right? And like I said, I feel like this is her fatal flaw. This is how she protects her own vulnerabilities. I've been betrayed. I'm dumbing myself down, whatever. Inside, I'm a healer. I'm empathic. I pick up on the energies of others. I can damn near alchemize energy or transmute energy. You know, I can really turn things into something, but I'm moving in the spirit of fear. In that spirit of fear, instead of me trusting that people will take my openness and walk me through it and invest that time into me, I try to trick them and con them into being interested in me. You know what I mean? Because I don't trust that they're gonna slow drag me out. You know what I mean? Like coax me out of my shell in the proper way. You know, that's her issue. So as a result of that, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, this is you have an ability to be cruel, to be a liar, to, like I said, con people, trick people emotionally, be a predator. Like, let's talk about it, right? But I'm not saying it in that harsh ass tone, but at the same time, that's what it is. You know what I mean? But it's not truly malicious the way you do it. It's just that she has these, she's disappointed. She's disappointed and she's deeply wounded by something. And there's also a lot of lies that she tells to herself. You know what I mean? She has the ability to be negative when she's in this mode, but the mode usually comes from her ambitions not being actualized, materialized, or realized in some type of way, and then comes out this frustrated, bitter bitch moment that she likes to create. You know what I mean? But again, I honestly don't think it's the real her. I really, really don't. Anyways, sometimes she refuses to play games with people. She can just be very cold. Sometimes, depending on the situation that she's dealing with. She likes to restrict access to her energy. She can try, but at the end it's gonna be like, it is what it is. Like, it's not gonna be too much running up behind you. She don't have that type of self-confidence to be chasing you or trying to reckon with you or figure it out. Yeah, because I was thinking in my head, like, why you didn't care enough to like just talk to the lady about it and give her the space to feel about it. I understand that she was blocked or couldn't get to those conversations, but with this, I think that there's more so like a different energy. I feel like it's more so like her saying, like, I'm not finna kiss your ass. Like, like I'm not finna play that game with you. It is what it is. And so, it is what it is. And so now she's like switched to like this cold mode about it. I think she's coming in very cold. That Queen of Swords in reverse is also somebody that thinks they're better than people. So I feel like the imbalance comes from, in one context, you think you're better than certain people, but then in other contexts, you know your place. And when you do have your place, you play it real low and dumb. You know what I mean? So you repress your talents, your abilities, your mind in certain rooms. And then that imbalance in other rooms, you're doing overkill. You know what I mean? Bam. There we go. That's what it was. We talked about that this whole time. Yeah. So she likes to be a snob, and she likes to, do the hair flipping and people who she assesses to be less than. But then in the people who are more than, she eats the shit, the bear and grin it, you know what I mean? But when she's bearing and grinning it, she's holding grudges and building up that resentment, building up, a log, an internal log of the shit that people be doing that's fucked up around her. She's keeping the scores for real. She has a little check tab. But the thing is, it's the only person that's having the negative influence on is her. Crazy shit. Crazy shit how energy works. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, so let's move on. So what came before this moment? What ushered us to this very moment is that Ace of Cups in reverse. We've seen that too in a lot of these spreads. And Ace of Cups in reverse is about the bag. It's about doing things that are for the money. Right? Don't have no spiritual essence. Don't have no contribution. It's not for the greater good. Just self-serving, keeping up with the Joneses type energy. But let me ask you guys this. Do you think that it's okay to have a self-serving ambition, or do you think that you always need to be trying to get ahead, in order to serve something else? Or can it ever just be for you? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Because the Ace of Cups is that energy where you doing it just for you, and even your reason for doing it is not to make yourself whole unto thee, not to make yourself a fully, fully integrated human being. No, you just want the bag. You just want a bag. You want the bags. You know what I mean? The name brand bags. You just want to show it, but you don't want to be it. You know what I mean? You don't want to be it. I feel like this also represents those emotions, like I said, or that limited range that she feels of expression with certain emotions. You know what I mean? And I feel like I said, unwrapping this will lead to a better writing quality or storylines, even when she's making her projects. Stepping into this shit that's really deep inside of her is really what will take her there. I think she's scared of her own insides, though. Personally, Ace of Cups, to be honest with you, I don't want to say that I don't want to take it this far, but this is like saying, like, you already losing interest in Moses. I don't know if y'all been together for a long time or you just got together, but this is you not even seeing it like that no more. You know what I mean? Makes you wonder why you're doing it. Like, was you with him for him or for me? You know what I mean? When you're betrayed by somebody, like, what was the target? Like, was Destiny the target, or was Moses the target? Because when your Ace of Cups is in reverse, you don't really check for that nigga like that. You don't like him like that. If you did, you don't. So what's the deal? You know what I mean? But if not that, then the Ace of Cups can represent her distancing herself from this entire situation or storyline with this whole love triangle, broken-hearted, jilted lover thing, or moving away from coming in like with so much disruptive energy. You know what I mean? But like I said, she just got too much hang-ups from past shit that has happened, whether it's past lovers, past friends, family members, past work situations. They're here, and I feel like she gets at a point in her relationships. I don't know if she got the 8-month itch like these niggas be having, but with her, it's almost like she gets to a point after that initial, throwing herself in, like I said, love bomb energy, I'm all in, I'm loving this, overkill. Then she kind of, at a certain juncture, finds herself actually resistant to the idea of being with someone new. So maybe there was someone in the past that stole her heart. You know what I mean? Maybe that person still has her heart, but I don't know. Or like I said, this could just be her and Moses' journey. But if it's not their journey, it's feeling to me like somebody else was there first and that they fucked you up. You know what I mean? Made you question your self-worth, your self-love, broke your ego down. You have the Sun card in reverse with the Ace of Cups in reverse. That's giving me like somebody broke you in, broke you down. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe she was messing with a street guy, a pimp. Could be something like that. But this is somebody who like turned you cold. You know what I mean? But your coldness is based out of a vulnerability, based out of a fear. Yeah, definitely. And with her, she likes to she doesn't like to talk about her feelings or admit her feelings. She likes to deny that things are going on, or she likes to deny the way that she feels. And honestly, maybe it's because she doesn't want to get drowned, even with that Temperance card and the Ace of Cups in reverse. I'm getting like a drowning in emotions kind of feeling. Maybe that's something that she's vehemently trying to avoid. It could be that. It could be that deep for her. You know what I mean? Ace of Cups in reverse is somebody who also maybe overeats. Like an emotional eater. Something like that. Depending on the amount of stress that she goes through. But whatever it is, I feel like I said, I feel like she's just repeating things that have happened to her. Maybe she was like a victim of somebody like putting it on thick, flattering her, pretending to be so in love with her, and then they dropped her, you know what I mean, or something like that. But in return, that's how she goes about dealing with people as well. She could have been broken in that way, you know what I mean, to where she's actually embodying the qualities or spirits or attributes of the person who put her through it, you know what I mean. I think, who's reading did that come up in? I think that came up in Arion's reading. I had mentioned that. I don't think it was part of her character, but I think it was an analogy that I made about men, you know what I mean. But yeah, she may have learned some tough lessons. I don't know. It's like giving me like unrequited love. Could have been a Leo she was involved with. Could have been a Cancer maybe. But I feel like she was in a situation where she loved somebody more than she loved herself. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel like they broke her, Ace of Cups, also fertility issues. You know what's so funny about the fertility issues thing? I did a reading, I think it was Trish, and I seen fertility issues, but then it came out to be on Sunni. It was her storyline, but I just thought that was interesting to have seen that in the cards. Yeah, that was strange to me. But anyways, yeah, Ace of Cups is definitely like infertility, You can do candle magic for that though. You can do there's help for fertility as well. Anyways, yeah, that's what I think I'm at. I think, with the Sun card too though, I'm getting like a sense of like innocence and gullibility when it comes to Sunny. And I could see from that perspective how she could be turned on by Moses. I really don't think that there's this dynamic between them where she's like the square girl and he's the hood guy. I think that they're both hood guys, or they're both square, you know what I mean? But I feel that there's a certain, like, Sunny's gullible in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? And if not gullible, maybe she just she can't commit to like writing something out. I was talking about getting that 8-month itch, or that there's like becomes like a certain point in her little dating or relationships where she just kind of like loses interest. I don't know if it's temporary, but she resists the idea of actually like cementing something in, like for real. I feel like that's kind of like being reinforced on this side of it, with her showing like a lack of commitment. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of like the same message in a way. The Ace of Cups and the Sun card too is like her feeling like nobody wants to be happy for her, or people is raining on her parade. Like I said, yeah, she feels like people just don't want her story to make it. You know what I mean? Or, yeah, I feel like she feels like somebody's spoiling it. I mean, I hope she's not feeling like that about me and this tarot reading. Like, is that what it is? Because this is giving me a feeling like she feel like somebody like, like I said, rain on her parade. I'm not getting like a black bag blocking energy per se, but yeah, that's how she feel. You know what I mean? So that's how she feel about something. Like I said, maybe there's some storylines that she can't get through or get pushed through, or some lack of cooperation somewhere, but I feel like that's how she's feeling right now. All right, so I have 2 cards left in the bottom of the spread. Kind of like the root of the problem, or the foundation of the whole situation. And we have 2 reversals. We have the Page of Swords in reverse and the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is gossip. This is paid gossip, paid bloggers, paid, so yeah. I would say what they say, Cardi B made it through on sympathy and payola. Sunny, I think you getting through on sympathy and payola, girl. Yeah. So, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, that's like a working team. But the Page of Swords is like a reporter, blogger, gossiper, but not in a good sense. It's almost like a, I don't know, not in a good sense. Not in a good sense. There's something about Sunny that finds it difficult to defend herself or speak up for herself. And so I feel like her use of bloggers or a team, even if it's PR, even if it's not a blogger or influencer, even, like I said, I told you they use influencers. I feel like it's just that maybe she speaks a little bit too much from her heart. And in her heart, there is a lot of, you know what I mean, vulnerability there. You know what I mean? So, and that plays out maybe in the way that she communicates. I don't know. But I feel like it stems from you not knowing how to speak up for yourself or how to really express the truth of your heart. You know what I mean? As it is. You know? Even if, and like I said, these things eventually are going to pose an issue with the relationship, because we saw communication issues with that Ace of Cups in reverse too. You know what I mean? The Sun card is in reverse. The Sun card illuminates, but when it's in reverse, I can almost say like you hide your feelings. Or you try to stall things out so that you can think straight. You know what I mean? Page of Swords also represents childhood things. Then you have the Queen of Swords as well. You know what I mean? When we talk about the mother issue or issues with our mother, this is a child who was hurt in childhood, maybe had a cold, rejecting mother or a narcissistic mother, but also a person who didn't learn how to deal with their feelings appropriately. You know what I mean? And therefore maybe was prone to like lashing out. But her lashing out style is in the form of like belittling people. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like maybe, I don't know, maybe this rift she has with Destiny, or this pressure she has with Destiny, I don't know, maybe she just sees her as an acceptable target, and that's her way of channeling it through her creativity and these roles that they're playing for each other. I'm not sure. This does show that any gossip or stories or anything that she's doing, and like I said, I have not watched her interview in its entirety. I haven't seen any of their radio shows yet. I probably won't. But the Page of Swords in reverse has intent to slander. And it is using, with this Three of Pentacles, 3 other working relationships, sympathy and payola relationships that are helping you achieve that aim. But again, it's because you're trying to beeline back to a position that was snatched from you, a position of prominence and being important. And instead of you accepting that humbling and working your way up, you're trying to do this the sleazy way. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. And then the cold part about it is that it comes across as if you're like picking on Destiny for the sake of it. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know the details between her and Destiny or what Destiny's history is. This is not me advocating for Destiny per se. This is me talking about Sunny's character and disposition as it stands right now. And we know the tarot changes, right? In any event, I feel like this Page of Swords is saying, watch your mouth around the groups. Hesitate a little bit, you know. Watch your tongue. You know, Sunny is already very secretive though with the Page of Swords in reverse and the Three of Pentacles. I feel like she's already secretive, or she already doesn't tell much about herself. Like, we don't even know her real name. Like, let's talk about it, right? I don't know. You know what? I feel like the cast overall is gonna get a vibe from her like she's not being real. You know what I mean? And from that perspective, I think it may be hard for her to gel with them, because they're going to feel like she's unnatural or like she's hiding something. Now, if she is or is not, I'm not sure. But with that Three of Pentacles and this Page of Swords, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, this represents the group that you work with. And that Page of Swords is, yeah. I don't know, but I feel like this also represents a lack of confidence too. You know what I mean? And I feel like she projects her insecurities on people around her. But I don't know. There's like a lot of repressed energies for sure. You know what I mean? With the Page of Swords, she could have been a product of like parents who were divorced or not together, or she could have witnessed a lot of fighting, like a volatile environment. I see that a lot. And she could have been one of those who used school and education to escape home life, but very much needing home life to develop and nurture her inside. It could be something like that too. Yeah, but Page of Swords is somebody that suffers like some type of like abuse, you know, whether it's mental abuse, physical abuse. Then you have the Ten of Swords above that. Sometimes that may be her having struggled with thoughts of suicide in the past, you know what I mean, growing up as a child. And maybe that's what got her into psychology. You know what I mean? I know my self-help journey started similarly, not with suicidal thoughts, but just with being like emotionally volatile. You know what I mean? And so I started at maybe like 12 with different self-help books and astrology. I always worked mine out metaphysically for some reason. You know, and that's how I kind of grew into this path. Amongst many other things, you know, I got baptized. A lot of things played into it, but I say that to say that it could have been her own issues and the way she grew up, which led her into wanting to be like in helping professions. And then, like I said, her ability to heal and be empathic also. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? That's what I got. So, in any event, let me know what you guys think about this reading or how it measures up, if it measures up. I know Sunni's not that popular, but she is a part of the cast now. So that means that she's going to be getting tarot readings, right? Maybe we'll do Moses next. I know I still got to finish my... You know, I was working on that Real Moms of Huntsville series, but then the situation happened with the loss, and it kind of just threw a wrench in it, and then I lost my enthusiasm for it because obviously something else is going on. But we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. But anyways, like the video, subscribe to the channel, check me out on the Inner Alchemist at Etsy, and I'll see you guys on the next one.